This is a standard K2 meter, also known as an EMF detector. This measures the levels of EMF, electromagnetic waves, in the environment. They put off their energy waves that put off a frequency that can be measured by this device. Those waves come from energy put off by electrical devices, whether it be wiring in the walls, an electric box, certain appliances or electronics in a home or business. And in small amounts, they're harmless. But in larger amounts, they can disrupt the body's energy fields, causing symptoms like headaches, dizzy spells, vision problems, seeing things, and even hallucinations. There have actually been cases where people thought they were experiencing paranormal activity just to have somebody come in with a new EMF detector and be able to tell that some kind of device in the home or business was putting off way too high of EMFs and actually causing them to see things and hallucinate. And once they fixed the problem, all of the activity stopped. So it's really important that you don't expose yourself to too many EMFs. And as you can see, the control light's staying lit. That's just to let you know it's on. The flashing just means I'm close to something, which could be I'm by my wall here, which could have wiring in the wall. It could be an electrical outlet. It could be anything that's plugged in, but nothing of concern, as you can see. But I do have a smartphone here. Here is a typical smartphone that most people have nowadays. And prior to starting recording, I put it in airplane mode. As you can see, there's a little airplane up there. Basically, this cuts off the Wi-Fi from trying to receive a signal from the router in the room. It turns off the data, which means that it's not trying to pull in a signal from the nearest cell tower, which is now 5G on most phones, at least 4G now on most cell phones, but a lot of them have gone 5G now. And so right now it's not constantly trying to pull in electricity and waves from the Wi-Fi or the cell phone towers. So if we take this EMF detector and we put it over the phone with the airplane mode on, it flashes a little bit, and if you touch it to the phone, it goes up just a tiny bit, flashes a little bit, goes up to yellow, but nothing significant, nothing that's going to make you sick. Not that you would want to be exposed to yellow all day long, 24 hours a day. I highly recommend that you don't sleep by your phone. I actually remove mine from my bedroom at night because even at low levels, it's not good to be exposed to it. But I always put my phone in airplane mode at night so that it's turned off. So now what happens when we take it out of airplane mode? Let's move this over here and just put it on here a tiny bit. Now when I take it out of airplane mode, it's automatically going to turn Wi-Fi and data on, whether you want them on or not. It just automatically does on most phones. So let's see what happens when I do that. Do you see it shoot up for a second? Okay. In this particular case, it made a fool out of me. It did not turn Wi-Fi or data on, but as you can see, it's still shooting. It's getting more signal than it was before with it in airplane mode. Last time I tried this, it actually turned on the Wi-Fi and the data, so I apologize, it didn't this time. But let's just turn on the Wi-Fi and see what happens. Do you see that? Do you see how that shot up? Just for a second when it was turning it on, and then it calmed down. But now look, here we go. It's actually trying to connect. And while it's trying to connect, it's shooting up. But it's connected now, so it's calmed back down. But what it's going to do now is off and on, sporadically, it's going to keep shooting up as it attempts to connect to the router, or it checks to make sure the signal is strong enough. If the router signal starts to die down, or you have any problems with your Wi-Fi, if it fluctuates, off and on throughout the day, this is going to happen. It's going to shoot up and then drop back down. Shoot up, drop back down. Not horrific, but still pretty unhealthy. As you can see, it's shooting up. Kind of unhealthy because it's still searching for other networks, even though look at that. It comes on every time it starts saying searching. searching for the signal, searching for other networks, even though it's saying it's connected. Watch, it stopped, searching, and it starts shooting up again. It's going to do that nonstop throughout the day. So if you have this on your ear talking for an hour while it's doing that, or attached to your body in a case or in your pocket, every time it does that, it's pulling in high EMFs. But that's just Wi-Fi. Let's turn it back off now. And we stopped that, as you can see. Now it's turned off the Wi-Fi. Calm down. Let's try data. What happens when it starts trying to pull in a cell tower signal on 5G? As you can see up here, no 5G. Watch this and watch the meter. Data. Turn on. Immediately shoots up. Now proving we are on 5G. We're on the 5G network. Let's turn that off. And this has not stopped flashing since I turned it on. And it won't stop flashing now, because as long as that data is on, it may go down a little bit and fluctuate, but it is constantly trying to maintain a signal with the cell phone tower closest nearby. See, it drops a little bit and then it shoots right back up. Drops down for a second and it will shoot right back up. And it's going to do that non-stop. That is more than 20 mgs. That is a high amount. If you're exposed to that all day long, it really does take an effect on your personal energy, on the energy of your pets, especially if they're small animals, birds, rodents, small dogs, and cats. But you can actually start to experience headaches. You might start to feel stressed out. You might start to feel irritable, moody, because it's affecting your energy. You might feel drained. And this is just your cell phone. So imagine if you have the same things on other devices like your iPad, your tablet, even your computer, if it has data capabilities through your phone, if it's a hotspot, whatever. If you're connecting to 5G, this is what you're dealing with on a regular basis. I highly, highly recommend you do not have your phone in your room with you at night. You can actually set on most phones, you can set a do not disturb where you can have exceptions and you can set your favorite family members or your closest family members. If you don't want to miss out on an emergency call in the middle of the night, check on your phone and see if your do not disturb has the option to set exceptions, certain phone numbers that you will still be able to get through messages and phone calls from them, even if the do not disturb is on. And this can happen in airplane mode. You're not going to be able to receive those calls. That's just a fact. But if you're okay with that, your most impressive way to protect yourself from all of this is putting it in airplane mode. Second best, if you're not willing to go all night without somebody being able to get a hold of you, then you need to try do not disturb, because even though it's not as close to secure as airplane mode, it still cuts down on Wi-Fi and data. You can turn them off at night before you go to bed. Make sure it does. Some do not disturbs on your phone do it automatically, disconnect from Wi-Fi and data. Others you have to do it manually. Turn off Bluetooth, same thing, constantly searching for a signal to connect to Bluetooth. Turn off Bluetooth. Your location device can sometimes cause it to constantly send a signal. Anything that sends a signal, turn it off, either through airplane mode, manually, or do not disturb if do not disturb does it for you. But most importantly, do not sleep with it by your bedside. If you're using it for business during the day, consider turning off the data when you're not using it. And that way you can still receive phone calls and text messages. You just aren't getting the data constantly. If you're not surfing the net, using the internet nonstop, you don't need the data or the Wi-Fi. You can turn it off and on as you need it. This can save your body significant energy and prevent you from having future health problems from it.